Hey there, welcome back. Okay, we are going to keep moving along. And the next thing, now that you know how to create pages, you need to know how to create pop-ups. So a pop-up is something that you would use for, let's say somebody is exiting the website and you want a pop-up to entice them to stay a little bit longer or to claim an offer. Maybe after 5 to 7 seconds of being on your website, you want to give them an offer. Maybe you want a pop-up to be attached to a button so that when they click on grab the deal now, something pops up to where they would be able to enter their information. So here's where you would create a pop-up. You come over here and you're going to click on add new, just like the pages. And we're going to click on pop-up. And you have all these different templates that you can basically look at the layout. Don't look at the design because we're going to change the design. So you're going to look at these templates, decide which one makes the most sense for what your offer is, and then you'll be able to customize it. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose this one. On the pop-up settings, the first thing you want to do is rename this. So I'm just going to call this free offer. And then you're going to decide what it's used for, and you can go back and change this later, but just to go over some of these. So this would be show pop-up after a certain amount of time on the page. So if they're on the page for 5 seconds, then this pop-up would come up. We don't want to do that. So pop up on scroll, if there are 15%, 20%, 30%, 40%, whatever you would want, percentage down your website, then the pop-up would show up. On page exit, so like they're getting ready to leave, you want a pop-up to show up. If you want to allow it on mobile devices, you can. And then you can decide what you want the pop-up to do when it's closed. So they've seen it, now what do you want it to do? Not show it anymore. Don't show it for the rest of the browsing session, or just show it again on the next page visit. So those are your options there. For this, we're just going to be creating this pop-up for a freebie button. So they're going to click on it and it's going to pop up. You can choose how you want it to come into play. So I like fade in, but you can play with some of these options here. And then for any of these, you can actually decide where you want this pop-up to live. So I think that we've covered everything there. We can go into styling, and you can change the content layout, so you can play around with some of this. We can change the background color, the background overlay color. Actually, I don't want any overlay. And then the close button, padding size, all that good stuff. So you can play around with some of the stuff in here. And then just like anything else, you can change this background to anything you want. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to actually use something else for this. So this is something I created for my husband. And so now, let's see. Let's do center. Actually, let me see something. There we go. That'll be better. Okay, because I want it center. Okay, so this is just something that I created for my husband, and this is one of the images for it. So anyway, you would come in here and you would put enter your email to get, or whatever your call to action would be, and then what they're actually getting. So obviously this would be a retirement calendar checklist. They would enter their email, and then they would click the button and go to a thank you page. So you can change your fields here. So you can add a field. And like I said, I just want to show you like where the pop-ups are in this lesson. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of all this stuff in future lessons. But you can play around with some of this. You can go into the styling, so labels and fields, what you want the labels and fields to be, the button style, whether you want it stacked next to each other. But when you're all finished with that, actually, let me go into here. And if you go to Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah. So the secure your spot, if you go into here, you can actually put whatever your call to action is. So it could be claim now. And so now you can change that. You would tell it to go to a thank you page or whether to show a message. We connect it to email marketing list. We're not quite there yet, so I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But for the purpose of this training, I just wanted to show you where the pop-ups were and how to create a new pop-up. So again, add new, change the name to it, style it however you want. We can get into more customized styling in a little bit when I show you how to use some of these widgets over here. But that is for a later lesson. You go ahead and save it and X out. And now when you come over here to your pop-ups, we have pop-ups and pages. We now have your free offer, and this is where you would be able to work on this. So you do not have to do anything with pop-ups right now. I just wanted to make sure that this was in the beginning part of you getting started to building your website. If you want to, after this video, jump in, create one just for the fun of it. You can do that. If you absolutely hate what you created, go to pop-ups and you can delete it. So again, you can't break anything in here. So explore a little bit. Don't spend too much time on this. Again, I just wanted to show you where it was more than anything, and that it is available because we're going to be using it for in future videos. So that is all. Again, no longer than 5 to 15 minutes on this because we got to keep our cadence up and jump into the next lesson so that we can get this website built today. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.